Christian XCY interview covering Las Vegas and the world. Welcome to this special edition of CY Interview Live. On Thursday, we're doing Thursday Thanksgiving Day football. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody in America and where you're watching across the world today. We have a good one in store for you. Of course, we always do these NFL live reactions on Sundays. We're doing a special edition. In America, there are 3 football games today. There always is football on Thanksgiving, and we actually have a really good one today for you, as the Green Bay Packers, who are 7-3-1, will be taking on the Detroit Lions, who are 7-4. This is a very important game in the NFC North today because the Green Bay Packers and Detroit Lions are behind the Chicago Bears in the NFC North playoff contentions. There's only a couple weeks left of the NFL season. So here we are. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. We're going to be giving you live reaction to the Green Bay Packers and Detroit Lions. Good football on Thanksgiving for once. For those of you who watch football in America on Thanksgiving historically, you very well know that many times the games are one-sided. There's a good team versus a bad team. There are 2 great teams today. This is the second tier of the NFC who are playing today in Detroit, and we're going to see who's going to take that next step. Philadelphia still looks pretty damn good. We'll see what happens in the NFC today. The Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions are coming up in a few minutes. My main man, Tom, should be here in a couple minutes as well. Thank you all for joining us today. We greatly appreciate it, and we're looking forward to having you for today's segment. And we'll wait for the opening kickoff momentarily. And of course, as you know, every Wednesday, it's already on the main page. Check out the videos. We've done our weekly college football prediction show with Lane Fobbs. Show's up and running. Last week of the regular season of college football. Go over and see our Week 14 predictions. Also, we got a new C1 review up with Las Vegas headliner, dancer, choreographer Jennifer Lomas, who's bringing a new show to Las Vegas in January of 2016. Happy Thanksgiving from me, my wife, Orange the C1 interview, Cat. We're here with you. We are looking forward to Thanksgiving football today. We have a really good football game between the Packers and the Lions today for once. We have good Thanksgiving Day football, a game that should go down to the wire on Fox today. So we're all looking forward to that. Thank you so much for joining us today on Thanksgiving, and happy Thanksgiving as well. The kickoff is just moments away here. And of course, as always, thank you whether you're watching this in real time, in live time. We're here for you. Good morning, Tom. Happy Thanksgiving. Are you ready for a good Thanksgiving Day football game for once? You know, we always get these one-sided affairs. Are you ready for a good Thanksgiving Day football? I think today's winner is going to take the next step in the NFC. You know, I think that's what we're going to see today. The winner of this game is going to position themselves for a chance to still get that first overall seed. You know, obviously they're chasing both Seattle and Philadelphia, but let's see what happens today. Green Bay is going to get the kickoff. No, I did not. Please alert me, Mr. NFL News. The Detroit Lions are about to kick off to the Green Bay Packers in Detroit, Michigan. We are ready for our first game of the Thanksgiving Day football set, and at halftime we'll talk college football. That's for sure. And my prediction today, I'm going to go with the Packers. I think they're just playing better defense overall. We'll see if I'm right, but this is going to be a good one. Well, that is not good news for the Indianapolis Colts, ladies and gentlemen. Who's the backup there, Tom? Do you have any idea? Got a penalty on the Green Bay Packers to start the game, so they're going to be pinned back a little bit here. Jordan Love is on the field. I think Green Bay could get it done today if they play good defense. Low-scoring affair, maybe like 24-17. We'll see. But who is the backup quarterback for the Colts, Tom? And to the fantasy football owners across the world, your fantasy football week has started early. I'm sure some of you have Jordan Love, and I'm sure some of you have Jared Goff. And, you know, Detroit Lions have been playing better football in recent years, obviously, but I can't think of a football game on Thanksgiving Day with the Detroit Lions that was more meaningful than this. Christianic C1 Interview. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thank you for everyone who's joining us from across the world as we watch a special edition of C1 Interview NFL Live on this Thanksgiving Day Thursday with the Green Bay Packers playing the Detroit Lions. Wow. Well, that just changed the whole picture in the AFC, didn't it? You know, again, I told you the Jaguars and the Texans still have a chance to win that division. So nice pass early on by Jordan Love here. The Green Bay Packers get a first down to their own 38-yard line. They're going to start there on 1st and 10. Happy Thanksgiving to you from Kenya, from Las Vegas. We appreciate you so much. This is a special edition of Thursday NFL Live Reaction. The Green Bay Packers are playing the Detroit Lions. Thanks so much for joining in today. We really appreciate it. You know, Thanksgiving and football go hand in hand in America, for sure. But Tom, I mean, seriously, you know, speaking here, that AFC South is wide open now again. I mean, that's really a bummer for the Cinderella Indianapolis Colts, but that AFC South is wide open right now again. I mean, the Jaguars and Texans have a chance. So that's why you play all the games. That's unfortunate for the Colts, though. Second and 6 for the Green Bay Packers here at their own 41-yard line. Packers are going to get close to the first down marker. That's probably going to be like 3rd and inches there. They're at approximately midfield. First quarter here, Green Bay, Detroit. See if they give them the first. I think it's still like 3rd and inches, no? Happy Thanksgiving to everybody from Las Vegas. Thank you for joining us for the special edition today of NFL Live. We really appreciate it. Whether you're watching in live in real time, yeah, it's going to be 3rd and inches here for the Packers. About 3rd and 1. I think it's inches, but okay. More like 1. Running right ahead. Packers are inside the Detroit 40-yard line. First down right there with that run. Great effort right there on the running game by the Green Bay Packers. Detroit had no answer for that. Yeah, well, the reality is we got a long halftime show, so we got a lot to talk about with college football at the half. I agree with you. It's a lot of good games if you watch the prediction show we did with Lane Fobbs yesterday, Tom. So a lot of good games this week that have impact on the college football playoff. And I'm going to have a pet peeve for you at the half. Care to make any predictions on the Lane Kiffin coaching carousel? I think Florida is not as likely. I think LSU is more likely today. Just on a side note, they're talking about potentially the coach of the Washington Huskies. The coach of the Washington Huskies being the coach of the UF. I was talking about Lane last night. It's like, yeah, not a good hire. So Missouri's head coach got an extension, so he's not going anywhere. That was also a target for Florida. We'll see. First down. Another first down for the Green Bay Packers, it looks like. At least 3rd and 1. It's close to the marker there. Are you actually going to watch the Survivor Series? Yeah, I think that's fair to say. I think Lane is going to LSU. I think that's a fair statement. 3rd and 1, I was correct there for the Green Bay Packers. Let's see if they convert here. They're at the Detroit 30-yard line approximately. Christianic C1 Interview, welcome to our special edition. Thanksgiving Day in Las Vegas. We're watching the Green Bay Packers play the Detroit Lions, the first game of the NFL day. We've also got to Kansas City and Dallas, which is a better game than it was last week. And also tonight, Baltimore will try to get first place in the NFC North when they play the Cincinnati Bengals. Ravens on the way to the NFC North title, AFC North title, excuse me, my opinion. Makes sense. Where is Survivor Series this year? San Diego? Is that where it is? I don't even know, Tom. Am I correct on that? Why do I think it's in San Diego? Jordan Love trying to do magical things there. Incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 coming up. I'm guessing is that going to be at the baseball stadium where the Padres play, I'm guessing? Is that at Petco? Makes sense. Figured as much. 2nd and 10 for the Green Bay Packers. They're at the 27-yard line of Detroit. Jordan Love back in the pocket. Incomplete pass. 3rd and 10 coming up for the Green Bay Packers. No score. 9 minutes left here in the first quarter of play. See what the Packers do here on 3rd down. This is the first series of our Thanksgiving Day football coverage for the Green Bay Packers. The Packers are 7 wins, 3 losses, and a tie. The Detroit Lions are 7-4. The winner of this game needs to keep up with the Chicago Bears. Yes, the Chicago Bears in the NFC North. Playoff implications abound. This is the second tier, I believe, of the NFC playoff teams here playing each other today. So, again, I still think the Packers, because of their defense, will find a way to win today. We'll see. Jordan Love in the back pocket, throwing, incomplete. The Packers are going to have to settle for a field goal attempt. A good defensive effort on those 3 downs there. Yeah, I mean, the reality is that they could have ran the ball there a couple of times. The fact that they went for 3 consecutive passes, I agree with you. Not a great effort there by the Packers there. The run game was working very well. I agree with you. Should have kept it mixed up a little bit. Bernie McManus, the former Denver Broncos kicker, now Green Bay Packers kicker, will be on the field here to attempt a about 48-yard field goal attempt. The snap is down, the kick is up, and that is good. 3-0 Green Bay in Detroit. 9 minutes and 12 seconds left in the first quarter. Green Bay strikes first on Thanksgiving Day here in Las Vegas. They're going to take a commercial break, obviously, now. Green Bay 3, Detroit 0. Yeah, I don't understand that. It's like when the run game's going very well, it's like, why don't you continue to execute that? Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I agree with you, Tom. Why don't you continue to execute that? I agree with you 100% on that front. Couldn't agree more. Cannot agree more with you. Absolutely. So, but to me, the winner of this game puts themselves in at least the potential possibility for second place in the NFC, and of course the potential possibility for more. Right? No idea what Philly's going to do. Philly lost last week to Dallas. That didn't help. So first place, I believe, is up for grabs. I mean, first place is absolutely up for grabs. I mean, so this week. And so it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. To me, the winner of this game puts themselves in a decent position. So, yeah. We'll be right back 1 second. We're going to take a commercial break. Be back in 20 seconds. Yeah, there's no way, Tom, that Chicago is beating Philly tomorrow. I'm sorry. Book it. Philadelphia wins by 2 scores tomorrow. And the Chicago Bears illusion of being first place in the NFC North wraps itself up. We know that's exactly what's going to happen. You and me both know that's exactly what's going to happen tomorrow. You know. So really the winner of this game is competing for first place in the AFC NFC North, if you want to look at it like that. So that's how I see it anyway. By the way, Green Bay would own the overall tiebreaker too against Detroit if they won today, because Detroit lost to Green Bay in week 1, obviously. So we got that going on as well. So there's all those kinds of things to factor in. All right, we're back from the break. Green Bay's about to kick off to Detroit here. Happy Thanksgiving. Let's see what the Lions can do on their first drive here. Again, Packers defense played really well last week against the Minnesota Vikings. See if the Packers defense can keep it up again today. The Packers drive was 12 plays and 56 yards that ended with the field goal. It's 3-0 Green Bay right now. Touchback in the end zone by the Lions. Happy Thanksgiving again to everybody today. Jared Goff averaging about 241 yards per game. And so far on Thanksgiving, 8 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. Those are his Thanksgiving Day averages, you know. First play from scrimmage for the Detroit Lions at the 35-yard line. Oh, Jared fell in the backfield, and at least he gave it to the running back, and I think that's going to be a net of like, what, a yard or so? Yard or two? Second down. That was messy. That handoff didn't go very well. Second and 8 for the Lions. Incomplete pass. 3rd and 8 coming up for the Detroit Lions. Now, in a game like this, you want to be able to set the tone, and you want to be able to at least get a couple of first downs, because you don't want to put your defense back on the field that quickly. 3rd and 8 here for the Lions coming up, their own 37-yard line. This is their first drive of their Thanksgiving Day football game here against the Green Bay Packers. 3-0 Packers already. See what we can get here on 3rd and 8. It's going to be an incomplete pass. Not a great start for the Detroit Lions, who go 3 and out. They're going to be punting the ball back to the Green Bay Packers there. You know, listen, Packers defense looking pretty good on those 3 plays so far. The blitz was good there. I don't know what happened to the Detroit Lions offensive line there on that 3rd and 8, Tom. Yeah, the holding on to the football hasn't been very good this year, honestly, to tell you the truth. You know, the offensive lines have not been great either. Fair catch called for by the Green Bay Packers at their own 17-yard line. We'll take another commercial break. 8 minutes left in the first quarter between the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay 3, Detroit 0. Orange is having a moment today, Tom. Orange is absolutely having a moment today. But I was for that. But he doesn't like cold weather. I think that's what the thing is, honestly, to tell you the truth. This is not his favorite time of the year because he really can't go outside very much. So I think that's really what's really happening, honestly, to tell you the truth. Sometimes he just sleeps through the lives, as you know, Tom, but today he's active today, that's for sure. So yeah. That's all it is. He'll be all right. Thanks for asking. Josh Yannick, C1 review covering Las Vegas and the world. We're on commercial break. The Packers are leading the Detroit Lions 3-0. The Packers will have their second drive in a moment. I hope that this game stays competitive, Tom. I want a good one to the end here, but I think it will be. But yeah, I think the Packers are just, yeah, he knows it's not a normal Thursday. That's also for sure. This is a special edition of CY Interview live in Las Vegas, NFL Live, Packers, Lions. Absolutely. Who are we starting at your who are you starting at your starting quarterback in your fantasy leagues this week? Got any Lions or Packers today? Well, we'll see how that works out. Packers go back to the run here on first down with a reverse and probably netted like 2 yards. 8 minutes left in the first quarter. Packers, Lions. Second down upcoming. Almost intercepted there. Bad play call. I feel like both these teams are now, these defenses are settling in, and I'm not understanding some of these play calls. 3rd and 9 coming up for the Packers. Could they punt it right back to the Lions? We'll see here. Makes sense. Well, we'll see how you do then. Packers are not going to get the first down there. They're going to be punting. These defenses are both now settling in a little bit. Green Bay is going to punt the ball back to the Lions. Ooh. Double collision there. 4th and 5, Packers will be punting here. I expect that it will not be a fake punt here. And will be correct. Deep punt back to the 20. Special teams for the Detroit Lions gets them back to approximately the 36-yard line. So the Lions will start their next drive from the 36-yard line on that one return. Going to take another commercial break. The Lions will be back on the field in a moment. 3-0 Green Bay, 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first quarter. I agree with that one. You know, it's interesting. It's like, the Packers started fast. They abandoned the run game. They only settle for 3. Lions, first drive, not very good. Punt it back to the Packers. Packers have abandoned the run game. Like, why not continue the run game? Besides on first down there, the Packers have abandoned the run game, and I'm not sure why on that regard. But now we're having what I like to call stagnant football, and we'll see. I expected that both of these teams will not score a lot of points today, though. I said Green Bay 24, Detroit 17. So we'll see what the final is. But I still think Green Bay's defense is a little bit better than Detroit's. Detroit last week, as we know, struggled against the New York Giants on Sunday, winning in overtime against the Giants 34-27. So I think the Packers are just a little bit better than the Lions, but we'll see by the end of today. Division road games, tough as nails. Tough as nails, division road games to win. Tough as nails. Tough as nails. But for the Lions, they've had good football the last, 3-4 years. So got to be an exciting game for the Lions fans. Usually, historically, have there ever been a team in the NFL that had 2 ties in a season? Why do I think the Cowboys had 2 ties in a season once? I'm sure there have been a couple of teams that have had 2 ties, but that's pretty hard to happen. So I think the Bears lose tomorrow again. And the winner of this game really is putting themselves in the driver's seat to win the NFC North. But it's a lot of football still to be played. We're back from our commercial. The Lions are at their own 36-yard line to start this one. Running play by the Lions will get them about a net gain of about 7 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 3. Got about 6 minutes left here in the first quarter. Got an injury on the field for the Detroit Lions. That's going to stop play here. St. Brown, I believe, is down on the field there. Yeah, I remember looking it up a few weeks ago. You're 100% right. I was just thinking about that as I was asking the question, honestly, to tell you the truth. But let's look for our humoristic purposes. So back in 1973, in a single season, the Browns, Chiefs, Packers, and Denver Broncos each had 2 ties, if you can believe that. Isn't that crazy? So 1973, that's incredible. So, and that's when overtime kind of began as well. Yeah, but here's my response to you. What you have to think about is when something new is introduced, and there weren't a lot. I mean, scoring wasn't as frequent as it is now in the NFL. Obviously, the rules were different then. I think the NFL was more run happy back then, as you know, also compared to today, where we're now in a pass happy league. The odds that a team is 10-10 is more likely, or 7-7. You look at the scores of some of the early Super Bowls; they're not high scoring games. 16-7, Jets over the, Johnny Unitas, Jets over the Colts, 16-7, Dolphins 14, Washington 7 in 1972, Super Bowl 7, the only undefeated team in NFL history. So, well, probably because they played each other, no? And then, yeah, I know. It's just crazy. But remember, there were only a couple of teams in the league then, too, also. What were there, like 12 teams, 14 teams in the NFL in the 1970s? Have to look that up. Let's take a look. How many NFL teams were there in 1973? Well, there are 26 teams. Wow. I would have never thought that there could be that many. I'm late to the game. We've only expanded 6 teams in 50 years. That's pretty incredible. Christianic C1 interview. Happy Thanksgiving. Live coverage today. Special edition C1 interview. Detroit Lions versus the Green Bay Packers. Thank you so much for everyone joining us today. Lions are going to get a first down after that injury timeout. They're pushing that line ahead. They are pushing midfield, first down, Detroit Lions. You know. Well, we got to make it interesting, right? We got to come up with stuff for the downtime of the commercial breaks here, right? We're not spoiled with 7 games going on at the same time today. So we gotta make ourselves, we gotta entertain ourselves in between the breaks here, you know. So first down for the Detroit Lions at the Green Bay Packers 49-yard line here. 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Got a flag on the play. Going to be offsides, maybe? Let's wait for the marker. Nope, it's going to be on the Lions. I'm guessing that's a legal formation. False start. Legal formation. Yep. Penalty will put the Detroit Lions a little back here. 5 minutes up in the first quarter. Green Bay 3, Detroit 0 on Thanksgiving Day. 1st and 15 for the Detroit Lions here. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody from Las Vegas. We're doing NFL live reaction today. The Packers defense was ready for that one. Not much on that play. Second and 15. Incomplete pass for the Lions there. Got a tough third down coming up. Got a very tough third down coming up, Tom. Very tough third down for the Lions here early. Lions are at midfield. 4 minutes and 11 seconds left in the first quarter. I'm not sure who he was trolling to on that one. The Green Bay Packers have really been breaking the offensive line of the Lions early on here, too, it looks like. They're going to blitz again here. They're going to bring the house, it looks like. They're going to blitz. They are coming for Jared Goff here on this 3rd and 15. Here they come. And they're going to get him. Jared Goff sacked in the backfield of the Detroit 40. We got a punt coming up for the Lions. Lions offensive line not looking great today so far against that Green Bay Packers blitz. Not looking great at all. Packers defense. Packers finally have a defense, ladies and gentlemen. Have a real defense. You know, we're not back in the Brett Favre gunslinging days of the Green Bay Packers where they just score a shit ton of points. Yeah, well, here's my response to you. It's early. Just because it looks low scoring early doesn't mean they can start blowing up the scoreboard. You and me both know that. When you think one thing's going to happen, then something else happens. 3-0 Green Bay, 3 minutes and 26 seconds left in the first quarter. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Today, we're going to have fish and potatoes at this house after everything is done today. People are not doing the traditional Thanksgiving Day turkey anymore as much. I think that the turkey just takes too much time to cook, and if you don't cook it right, people don't like it. I know some people on Thanksgiving Day have ham as well. You know, we're doing fish and mashed potatoes. That's what we're doing today. So that's what it's going to be. Micah Parsons is a great defensive player. There's no denying that. He's absolutely helped that Green Bay Packers defense. I agree with you on that. Hey, it's something. Are you a pumpkin pie guy, Tom, or an apple pie guy, or any kind of pie guy? Pumpkin pie guy, I am too. How could you not love that? I'm with you on that one. We're going to have to give out our pumpkin pie, CY Interview Pumpkin Pie Player of the Game Award at the end of this one too. So, not a lot of great candidates so far. Defense maybe, but only in the first quarter, of course. Looking forward to seeing what the Rams and Panthers do on Sunday, by the way. You know, will the Rams just destroy the Panthers, or the Panthers, Panthers again, still in that playoff discussion at 6-6. Will be interesting to see how the Rams and the Panthers. I'm looking forward to that game on Sunday. I really am looking forward to the Rams and the Panthers. If the Rams are as good as we think they are, they will destroy the Panthers. But if the Panthers are as good as we think they are, it could be a close game. So we'll see. On a side note. I don't think we're giving the game to the kicker of the ward. Packers are back on the field. First down from the 23-yard line here. 3 minutes into the half. Goff runs outside the pocket. Incomplete pass on first down there. Would have been better just to run it there. Could have gone about 3 or 4 yards. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Green Bay Packers and Detroit Lions. 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Packers lead the Lions 3-0 here on Thanksgiving Day. CY Interview in Las Vegas. Thank you for joining our special edition of NFL Live, Thanksgiving Day edition of the Packers and the Lions today. Thank you all. We'll be back, of course, on Sunday at 10 a.m. usual time for our Week 13 live reaction. But I don't get why the Packers have abandoned the run, honestly. I really don't get that at all. Really don't get that one bit. Not a bad pass over the middle. 3rd and 2 coming up for the Green Bay Packers. Jordan Love with an 8-yard pass there. I think you got to run the football here. How do you not run the football here on this 3rd and 2? That was a really freak accident or freak injury to St. Brown in that one, honestly. If I'm the Packers, I'd go for a run here. That's just my opinion. And they do. And they get the first down and get a lot more and get a lot more and get all the way down to the 38-yard line. Well, if they finally listen to us, Tom, we're the coaches on the YouTube interwebs, and the Packers get a first down. Right of about, I imagine, about 25 to 30 yards there. First down for the Green Bay Packers. in Detroit territory. They're in scoring range again already. Josh Jacobs already today, 5 rushes and 50 yards. They're at the 40-yard line of the Detroit Lions. About time indeed. Another run play. Another successful run play of about 5-6 yards. It's like a halfback sweep there on that first and down play. 90 seconds left in the first quarter here. 2nd and 5 coming up for the Green Bay Packers. They're leading Detroit 3-0. Emmanuel Wilson with the 5-yard run on that play. Okay, get about a yard there. About 3rd and 4 coming up. Flag on the play. Not sure what the flag is. Is it encroachment? Let's see what the flag is here. Offsides on the defense. Going to give the Packers another play at least. For those of you wondering, 1st and 10 for the Packers after that penalty. For those of you wondering, today's thumbnail is former Detroit Lions linebacker Stephen Tulloch, by the way, with me back more than a decade ago. Stephen played for the Lions from 2011 to 2015. And actually went to my high school, if you can believe that. Small world stuff. All right, end of the first quarter, 2nd and 12 coming up for the Packers. They're going to flip the field. They're going to now go down to the other direction. We are through 1 quarter on Thanksgiving Day in Detroit. The Green Bay Packers lead the Detroit Lions 3-0. Packers are in field goal range, though, at least. And happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Thank you so much for joining in today on our C1 Interview Special Edition, Thanksgiving Day, NFL Live, Green Bay Packers and Detroit Lions. Again, go over to the main channel. We got our weekly college football, Week 14 college football prediction show coming up. We talk about all the main games, TAMU, Texas this week, Ohio State, Michigan, Georgia, Georgia Tech. It's all in the main. Go over there with Lane Fobbs. Our weekly segment is up. Go take a look at that. We have a new interview, also C1 Interview up with Las Vegas headliner, dancer, choreographer, producer Jennifer Romas, who's bringing a new show to Las Vegas in January at Virgin Hotels Las Vegas. Go watch that as well. Got a lot of good stuff up on the main channel. Of course, if you haven't yet, watch our 1-hour interview with the great actress Morgan Fairchild. And a lot of good stuff up on the main channel. And of course, we'll be back Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific time, and then 10 a.m. Pacific time for the NFL Live reaction show. And then we'll be back later that evening, 9 p.m. for the review show of the week. What a key game, though, today in the NFC between the Packers and the Lions. Tomorrow we get the Black Friday Amazon Prime yearly game between the Eagles and the Bears as well. Should be an interesting one for sure. I still think the Eagles will beat the Bears, though, by 10 or more points tomorrow. Sorry, Bears. The magic is running out this week after beating the Vikings and winning last week as well. I'm sorry. I'm not sold on these Chicago Bears. I'm just not. I'm just not sold. But that is one of the ongoing narratives and storylines of these CY Interview NFL Lives is I do not think the Chicago Bears are very good, even though they're 8-3. And I don't think they're very good. I just don't. I don't think they're very good at all. So, prove me wrong, Caleb Williams, tomorrow. Prove me wrong. That's what I have to say about that, Tom. Prove me wrong tomorrow. I doubt they will. Second quarter is beginning in Detroit. Green Bay Packers have a 2nd and 12 coming up just outside the Detroit Lions 30-yard line here. Packers go back to the run, and it's going to pay off. They're going to have like a 3rd and 1 upcoming on a rush of about 11 yards. Can I ask you something? Why are the Green Bay Packers going for it at all on 3 and 2, on 3rd and 2 there? I'd be going for it potentially, possibly here. I mean, maybe points will be scarce today. I don't get what the Packers are doing there on 3rd and 2. Like, why are you doing that? Why not come up with a short play to get the first down? I think the Packers going to stay on the field here. They're going to stay on the field, it looks like, potentially here. Maybe they'll at least try to draw them off sides. 4th and 2 for the Packers here. I don't understand the 3rd down play call that puts you in this hole. They're going for it, 4th and 2 here. We have live football. We got a touchdown by the Green Bay Packers on 4th down. What a pass by, that was the catch of the day right there. What a catch. But they may review that. They're going to review all scoring plays are reviewed. Let's check his footwork. We got 1, 2 on the line, so that may not count, ladies and gentlemen. We got to check that. That's going to be reviewed. Let's see. I can't tell from that angle. How can you even tell from that replay angle? I don't think he had both feet in. I think it's only, let's see, 1. Nope, he got 2. He dragged 2. Barely had it with the possession. You think it's incomplete? I'm not Mike Pierio. Maybe you are, ladies and gentlemen. I guess Tom's going to be our replay guy as well. Nope, they're going to count it, Tom. The ball was in his hands by the 1st foot, then the 2nd foot went down. Extra point is up and good. Jordan Love gets a touchdown pass and puts the Green Bay Packers up 10-0. What a pass. Play of the day so far on our Thanksgiving Day football action. What a pass and catch by the Green Bay Packers there. 10-0 Green Bay over Detroit. 14-19. Quite impressive. He had to. The defender, Detroit, was in front of him, so then he had to go behind, get the ball from behind the Detroit defender there. So, impressive indeed. Detroit's got to respond now, obviously. Green Bay 10, Detroit nothing, 2nd quarter. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We're 49 minutes into our NFL Live Thanksgiving Day feed here. I think so, Tom. I think so. I think if Jordan Love, can get a couple more, can get another touchdown on the board, he probably is your main candidate right now. But I don't get that 3rd and 2 play call. I really don't. And the 4th and 2, I mean, it doesn't matter at that point, but I don't get why you're not just trying to get a couple yards there and why you didn't go for the run on third down. The run worked on second down there, so why aren't you going for the run on 3rd and 2 there? Why are you going for some long shot pass to the end zone? That's never going to happen. I didn't get that 3rd and 2 play call. Congrats that they converted on 4th and 2 on some horrific, unbelievable catch by the Packers wide receiver, but I don't get that. I do not get that third and 2 play call. And then it puts you in that 4th and 2 hole. And congrats that it worked out, but a lot of times, as you know, it doesn't. And then you leave points on the field. So I do not get that. I have to tell you, I do not get that. I do not get that scenario. I really don't. So it's congratulations that it worked this time, but most of the time that is not going to work. That is not going to work most of the time. And you and me both know that. It's just not going to work most of the time. Again, sometimes I just wonder about these coaching staffs. I just really do. It's just kind of like, to me, some of these play calls are pretty common sense. And the Green Bay Packers offensive line has been dominating the Detroit Lions defensive line so far. So why wouldn't you go for the run on that 3rd and 2 again? Anyway, congratulations, Packers convert. 10-0 Packers. Lions, let's see what the Lions are able to do here. It's going to start from their own 35-yard lines. Lions really need to get some points on the board here and get some momentum here. Before we know it, it's going to be halftime here in Detroit and Green Bay. So 14 minutes and 19 seconds. Lions got to develop some kind of a drive here. Again, Lions really struggled on offense in the first half last week against the New York Giants, the 2-10 New York Giants. About a 1-yard run there on first down. Jared Goff finds a wide receiver down the middle. There is finally a first down pass for the Detroit Lions. Williams with the catch puts them in Green Bay territory. Goff just completed a pass. You jinxed him. There's your pass. Found him wide open in the middle of the field right there. 1st and 10 for the Lions at the Green Bay 41-yard line. Got a double reverse here. And the Green Bay Packers defense is just up to the task today, ladies and gentlemen. The Green Bay Packers defense is just playing phenomenal. My prediction pregame here was Green Bay would win today because of their defense, and so far their defense is playing pretty good. Yeah, I thought Williams I don't know. I mean, that tackle was pretty rough. I don't know if that's unnecessary roughness per se, but that was a rough fall right there. Lions go back to the run game and find some room, and wow, first down Lions. Lions run defense pays off there on that one. 1st and 10 now for the Detroit Lions. What do we think about the old school Detroit Lions uniforms with no line on the helmet, Tom? What do we think about these uniforms? Obviously, these are old school NFL unis today. What do we think about them? Lions are at least in field goal range here, so the Lions will have a chance to put some points on the board. Again, if you're the Lions, you need to get some points on the board on this drive. 2nd and 9, 11 minutes left till halftime. Not good there. Trying to make something out of nothing. 3rd and long coming up for the Lions. 10 minutes and 50 seconds left till halftime. 3rd and 13. 3rd and forever, as I like to call it, for the Detroit Lions here against the Green Bay Packers. And by the way, if you haven't already and you're in the room, please make sure you hit the like button below as you're watching today's YouTube Live. Those likes really appreciate it. We really appreciate those likes do help. Oh, we've got a 1st and goal. Kennedy with the catch. 1st and goal for the Detroit Lions here. I'm telling you, the points are going to start coming in quickness, Tom. Here come the points. Ton of points coming now. Nice catch by the Detroit Lions. 1st and goal inside the Green Bay 10 here. Got a penalty flag on the field. I think that's probably going to be offsides. 9 minutes and 42 seconds till halftime. Oh, offsides. Excuse me. Offsides on the Detroit Lions. That's going to set them back 5 yards. We'll repeat 1st down. Lions are inside the 5-yard line. I think that's their 2nd illegal formation. I believe you're correct. I don't think the other one was on Green Bay. 3rd and goal coming up for the Green Bay Packers against the Detroit Lions here. Let's see what the Lions do on 3rd and goal. Let's see what the Packers defense can come up with here on this 3rd and goal right here. 8 minutes until halftime. Chris Yannick, C1 interview. We're here in Las Vegas. NFL Live Reaction Special Edition, Thanksgiving Day style, Green Bay and Detroit. 3rd and goal. And the Detroit Lions are going to get in the end zone for a touchdown, ladies and gentlemen. David Montgomery gets the snap, and he ends up in the end zone. 10-6. Green Bay over Detroit. Pending extra point coming. Nice snap. That reminded me of something that Tim Tebow would do back in the day there. Direct snap to David Montgomery. Jared Goff is not on the field for that play, and they get the touchdown, and it pays off. Extra point upcoming, 7 minutes and 54 seconds till half. The snap is down, the kick is up, and it is good. 10-7, Green Bay over Detroit, ladies and gentlemen. We got a football game here, a good one, probably a good one. A battle for first place in the NFC North is on the line today as the Green Bay Packers play the Detroit Lions. 10-7, Green Bay over Detroit. You know, Tom, when she grows up and she looks back on this point in her life where people remind her and she's realizing that she's sitting in the front row of a Thanksgiving Day NFL game, she'll think about it differently and she'll appreciate it more at that time. We know that for sure. It'd be like taking your 3-year-old to WrestleMania. Like, how the hell do they know what's going on? You know what I'm saying? It'd be like taking your 3-year-old to WrestleMania. They won't remember that. They won't remember any of it, you know? Like, you know, think of I'd love to talk. What I'd love to do is, you know, I'd love to, I'm sure there's a way to find out. I'd love to see if there's like some kids who are like, you know, like around 10 years old who went to WrestleMania 3 who are now, as you know, let's think, do the math. You know, like in their 40s, 50s, you know, who could talk about that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, those are just unbelievable moments. You know what I'm saying? Taking your kids to meaningful big events. They won't remember most of it until they get older and they'll appreciate it more then. But it's like, you know. Speaking of WrestleMania 3 in Detroit, of course, I still got to spend time reading Keith Elliott Greenberg's book, Bigger, Better, Badder, which is all about WrestleMania 3. I got to read that. I got that from him last year when Mania was here. I got to read that book. And, you know, so whatever it might be. But, you know, WrestleMania 3 is always worth revisiting. You know, and, you know, the arguments go, of course, were there really 93,000 people there? Was it more like 75,000 people? You know, so. Listen, if you wait till the last minute, and this is my opinion, last year, as you know, you may recall, last year for night one, there were individual tickets on the day of WrestleMania for like $99. Yep, they were up in the bleed zones, but, you know, I got mine last year, if you recall, I got them for $130 on the day before. So I know people want to sit in certain places, but my advice is just wait till the day before. I think given the state of where we are, the economy, all these things going on, I think there are going to be plenty of tickets for less than $150 left for one day if you want to go for one day the day before. I think there'll be plenty of bargains to be had. This is just my opinion. I could be completely wrong, but I think there will absolutely be plenty of tickets to be had, you know, so. And if the schedule permits, I'll probably go to night one again. We'll see. But we got to do the wrestling fan convention circuit and go to a wrestling show this year for sure. So once the wrestling show schedule comes up, you're going to pick a show and we're going to go to it. So I'll make myself available and we'll go to an indie show. So, you know, for sure. Happy Thanksgiving from Las Vegas. Second quarter of the Green Bay Packers, 7 minutes and 48 seconds till halftime. First and 10, Green Bay 10, Detroit 7. 30-yard line for the Packers here. Let's see what Jordan Love and company can do. Jordan Love is going down the field here. Incomplete pass on first down there. 7 minutes and 42 seconds left. Lions respond with that David Montgomery rushing touchdown. Is Kennedy a backup for the Lions? Is that what the case is there? I'm going to guess that he was in there for St. Brown. Is that what the substitution situation is? I'm guessing he is not a full-fledged starter, obviously. Decent pass by Jordan Love upcoming. Good welcome to everybody joining the room, continuing to come in here. Christianic C1 Review, Las Vegas, with my main man, Tom. Las Vegas, we're doing NFL Live Special Edition, Thanksgiving. Green Bay Packers, Detroit Lions, Green Bay 10-7, second quarter, 3rd and 3 coming up, 7 minutes to the half. Thank you all for joining us. Stick around. We're going to have a lot of fun at halftime talking about college football and a bunch of other stuff while the halftime show goes on. We got a lot to talk about, and we'll be there in about 7 minutes. Packers, 3rd and 3 upcoming from their own 37-yard line. Jordan Love is back in the pocket there. What a great catch. What a pass by Jordan Love, and what a catch to get enough for the first down. And the Packers are going to continue that drive here, 1st and 10 here on that field. What a pass and what a catch, getting both feet down there by the Green Bay Packers, 1st and 10. Another pass up the middle, about 5 yards. 2nd and 5 upcoming, about at midfield for the Green Bay Packers there. Thank you to everybody who's been joining the live today. Yeah, that was a fantastic pass, indeed. Watson's going to the sidelines after a couple of catches there. 6 targets, 2 catches, and 21 yards so far for the Green Bay Packers wide receiver. 2nd and 5 coming up here for the Packers. Oh. So Jordan Love botched the snap. He picked it up, and he almost made that happen. There's also a penalty flag on the play there. Legal formation, offside. Let's see what the penalty call. Let's see what the flag is. 5 minutes and 55 seconds till halftime. Thanks to everybody who's in the room today, whether you're in here live or you're watching the replay. Thank you so much. As always, we appreciate it. These have continued to get bigger and bigger week by week, and we're so happy that you're all here today. 3rd and 5 for the Packers against the Lions. Another first down. What a stripe by Jordan Love. Got that one done. First down. Great pass to the 30-yard line approximately of Detroit. Green Bay back in field goal range at least here. Great pass. Green Bay Packers offensive line gave Jordan Love all the time in the world there. What a stripe between 2 Detroit defenders. That one makes you a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. Those are the plays that make the difference there, that make the difference between you being a top 10 and a bottom 10 NFL quarterback right there. 1st and 10 for the Packers at the 35-yard line of Detroit. Go back to the run, get a couple yards there. That was a rocket for sure. Agreed. 2nd and 8 upcoming for the Packers here. 5 minutes left till halftime. Another rocket by Jordan Love will get them inside the 10-yard line. Pass to his tight end there, number 88. 1st and goal coming up for the Packers. Packers now opening it up. I told you the points are going to come in droves now. You'll see. This looks like it's going to be a high-scoring affair the way that they're moving the football on these last couple of drives. both teams. Jordan Love is 5 of 7 and 57 yards so far. 1 touchdown pass. Reverse run puts it inside the 7-yard line for the Packers. 3 minutes and 40 seconds until the half here. The Packers are leading 10-7. Looking to get some more here. See if the Detroit Lions has any answer for the Green Bay Packers passing game here on this drive. 2nd and 7, 3 minutes and 20 seconds until the half. Oh, it's 5 of 7 on this drive. That didn't seem right. Thank you, Tom, for the correction. Apologies on that. Thank you. Time of possession so far, Green Bay 16 minutes, Detroit 10. Big third down coming up. Let's see if the Green Bay Packers can finish off this drive inside the 10-yard line of the Lions. Flag on the play. Not good. Let's see what the penalty flag is. Legal substitution on the Lions. It's going to give the Packers 5 yards and make it a little closer. You can't. Dumb play call right there. Dumb play call right there by the Lions defense. You can't have those kind of penalties in situations like this. 3 minutes until the half. See what the Packers can get here on a shorter conversion needed. 3rd and 3. Jordan Love's going to run for it. He's not going to get it. All right, Tom. You got 4th and goal here, or 4th. It's 4th and 2. The 1st and goal is inside the 1. Are you going for it again? Take the field goal? Looks like they're going to go for it again. I'm indifferent on this one. I'd probably take the points. You were lucky the first time. You may not be so lucky the second time. 4th and 1 for the Packers here on the 3-yard line. Let's see what the Detroit Lions defense is able to do. If I were the Packers, I'd probably go. Maybe they're trying to snap them off sides here. I'd probably kick 3 here just to take the points, but we'll see. Oh, they're going to have a false start penalty. There's going to be 3 points now. The field goal team is now going to come on the field with the looks like it was a false start. False start, delay of game. I think it was a false start. See what the penalty flag is here. False start, got to be. It's a timeout. So they're going to call it a timeout. No penalty flag. So the Packers have decided to call a timeout here. They're going to rethink this one. I guess the timeout came before the movement on the field is what they're saying. So 10-7, Green Bay over Detroit, 2 minutes, 16 seconds up to the half. See if they still go for it or they're going to end up going for the field goal here. Lions not happy with that, by the way. Lions fans not happy at all. Excuse me. Lions fans not happy at all with that play call right there. Nope, they're going to go for it again. They're still going. Potentially. I think you run the ball here. I don't think you pass. I'd probably run the football here. Packers going for it, 4th and 1 inside the Lions' 5. Another touchdown pass for the Green Bay Packers. 4th and 1. Packers get it again. Romeo Doubs with the touchdown. Jordan Love with his second touchdown pass of the day. That's got to help your fantasy team a little bit, Tom. Green Bay Packers get another touchdown. 19-10 Green Bay with that one right before the 2-minute warning. That's like a curl flat play. That's exactly what you need on a short pass inside the 5. Touchdown Green Bay, 16-7. Excuse me now, not 19-10, 16-7. Extra point is coming for the Packers. The kick is up, and it's good. 17-7 Green Bay over Detroit after the second Jordan Love touchdown pass. Green Bay Packers offense looking very good right now. 17-7 Green Bay over Detroit. 2 minutes and 12 seconds left till halftime. At least we're getting good football today. I enjoy when Thanksgiving football is meaningful, exciting, and watchable. Bad football Thanksgiving football is not acceptable, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. I don't care what people say. Oh, there's nothing else to do on Thanksgiving. I'm with family. We're eating the food, and I get to watch the football, so I don't have to listen to my family members or some of my family members talk or whatever. It's like, sorry. Bad Thanksgiving Day football is still bad Thanksgiving Day football, ladies and gentlemen. I want good Thanksgiving Day football. By the way, Tom, one thing we don't talk about very much, in the last 5 to 10 years, there are some damn good college basketball games on Thanksgiving. There are honestly some damn good college basketball games on Thanksgiving. Florida's playing TCU today in about 43 minutes, actually, today. So, but we'll be here watching this, of course. But there is some really good, like really good Thanksgiving Day basketball today. So, actually going on. Is the Maui Invitational still a thing, Tom? I don't even know. Is that still a thing? Just looking at some of the college basketball here today while we've got a commercial break. That one, the Commodores are 6-0 already on the year. Florida, the number 10 ranked team in the nation, will play the TCU Horned Frogs. That game takes place in San Diego, California. The Patty Children Invitational today. North Carolina plays Michigan State today at 1:32 as well. That should be a hell of a game. North Carolina against Michigan State. BYU is playing today against Miami. Duke plays Arkansas. That'll be on CBS at 5 o'clock today. Interesting. College basketball tonight on CBS. What an interesting concept. Duke against Arkansas in Illinois. Might have to watch some of that later tonight. That should actually be quite a good game. They'll be able to catch some of that later today. So, great college basketball today also, ladies and gentlemen, except besides football. They've kicked back off. Detroit is going to take this one. They're not. That's going to be a touchback. We got 2 minutes and 12 seconds. We're going to have 12 seconds. We're going to have the 2-minute warning. We're probably going to have one play. Then we'll be on a commercial break again here in a minute. Packers 17, Detroit 7. Jordan Love already today with 2 touchdown passes. In this one, we're about to get to halftime here. Let's see what the Detroit Lions can do with their 2-minute offense. I like the whole idea, though, of having college basketball on in prime time on Thanksgiving night. That is actually a great idea. Good work, CBS. I like that. Lions aren't going to be able to do anything on that run. We're going to take it to the 2-minute warning. Detroit still has all three of their timeouts remaining. This could be a long 2 minutes. Happy Thanksgiving from Las Vegas. Christianic C1 interview, NFL Live, 2-minute warning. Green Bay 17, Detroit 7. See what else is going on today in college basketball. Oregon is currently playing Creighton. St. Mary's plays Virginia Tech in a battle of undefeated teams. That's in the Bahamas. So the battle for Atlantis tournament is still a thing, obviously. Don't understand how, wow, the Suncoast Credit Union Arena, the Fort Myers tip-off. That's unbelievable that you get North Carolina and Michigan State and Fort Myers. What a Thanksgiving Day treat that is. Las Vegas's college basketball team is going to play today in Las Vegas in the Players Era Festival Tournament. They're playing Rutgers. They'll be looking to get to 4-4 on the year. Wisconsin plays Providence, also in San Diego today. Stanford plays Minnesota on the CBS Sports Network. That one's in California as well. Decent college basketball day. Wichita State also plays Colorado State in the Battle for Atlantis tournament. Yeah, the Bahamas and Thanksgiving Day weekend is quite a thing also. That's pretty exciting as well, honestly, to tell you the truth. That's some fun stuff. College basketball in the Bahamas on Thanksgiving Day weekend. North Carolina, Michigan State, Duke, Arkansas. Good college basketball today, ladies and gentlemen. Watch it after you're done here today. I think Dallas can beat Kansas City today, though. I think that'll be a close game, Tom. I don't think that will be a blowout one way or another. Dallas looking impressive last week. Maybe Dallas is finally going to wake up and realize that there's an NFL season, and maybe they'll make a run at one of those wild card playoff spots. They still got a lot of work to do, but maybe Dallas has finally woken up and realized that it's an NFL regular season potentially. Could see Dallas beating Kansas City today, absolutely. Again, the Kansas City Chiefs offense, it's not looking great this year at all. Just not looking great this year at all. Not one bit. Not one bit, ladies and gentlemen. Not one bit at all. Not one bit. Well, here's my response to you. Better get it together. Time's running out. You got 6 games left. 6 games. Six games left, yeah. Green Bay Packers are going to be offsides. It's going to give them a chance here to have a shorter play. Lions need to get at least 3 points on the board here. 7 would be optimal, but Lions need to get at least a score here on the board. Packers did get the ball first, so the Detroit Lions do get to flip the field in the Packers in the second half. The Lions will get the ball first. See what Jared Goff and company can do here. Close to the first down marker. It's going to be 3rd and 1 upcoming here. If I'm the Lions, I'm probably running the football here. I don't think I'm passing. Big play here for the Detroit Lions in this one. This is not a game-changing play, but it's getting to that point. 3rd and 1, 90 seconds left to the half. Lions really need to get the first down here. And they do rush it, and they do get the first down. Lions will be able to keep that drive going. 3 timeouts left. I think they're probably going to use one of them here. Looks like they are. Detroit will use their first timeout. First down for the Lions at midfield here. First down for the Lions. First down for the Lions inside the Green Bay 28-yard line. They're going to hurry up now with their 2-minute offense. 1st and 10. Great pass by Jared Goff there. Lions will have a chance to get some points on the board before the end of the half here, preventing all turnovers, bearing not having a turnover. I think you're right, Tom. Got a second timeout here. Injury timeout for the Green Bay Packers here. Chris Janik, C1 interview covering Las Vegas and the world. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. We are 52 seconds till halftime, our special edition of C1 interview, NFL live reaction, Thanksgiving Day style. Green Bay Packers and Detroit Lions. We are 52 seconds till the half. The halftime, we're going to discuss college football, Survivor Series, maybe a little bit with Tom, and a couple of other things. We'll talk about the upcoming NFL week as well. We're going to have a long, extended halftime. It's more than 12 minutes, obviously, because of the special halftime show performances. 52 seconds until the half. Lions are back on the field, 1st and 10 inside the Green Bay 30. So to read this to you, Tom, just so you know, John Anthony White is an American musician who achieved international fame as the guitarist and lead singer of the rock duo The White Stripes. I believe that's John Anthony White, excuse me. So, wrong with John White. Give me a minute. No, I was right. Jack and John White. Huh. That's his real name, but he goes by Jack White. Okay. I believe that Eminem has produced this halftime show, Mr. Detroit. So, this is going to be like, a rock and roll style halftime show. That was what I would imagine. Tom, you're not the only one. I had to look this up this morning. I like alternative music. It's always good to have something different sometimes. Lions, 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 and the Detroit Lions will get a touchdown, ladies and gentlemen, with 25 seconds remaining until the half. Jameson Williams with the touchdown from Jared Goff. There you go. It's going to be a very fun second half here. This game is living up to all of its expectations. Jared Goff touchdown pass. That helps you, Tom, in your fantasy league. Maybe we'll get some high numbers in the second half. 17-13 now, Packers over the Lions. We'll see if the Lions can convert the extra point here. Again, those things are not given. 14 seconds until the half. Jared Goff just converted a touchdown pass for the Detroit Lions. We're going for the extra point. The snap is down. The kick is up, and it is going to be good. 17-14, Green Bay over the Detroit Lions. Jameson Williams with 2 big catches in this game so far for the Detroit Lions. keeping the Lions in the game. It's 25 seconds until the half. Green Bay 17, Detroit 14. It'll be interesting to see if the Packers attempt to do anything here. Packers still have a timeout left. I'm guessing they're just going to take it to the half, but let's see what happens on the kickoff first. Well, we got a good one at least. At least we'll have an exciting second half. Again, I'm not here for bad Thanksgiving Day football. I'm here for good Thanksgiving Day football. I want meaningful games with competitive teams. I do not want the New York Giants with 2 wins playing the Dallas Cowboys with 5 wins on my Thanksgiving Day football screen. Sorry, not interested. Not interested one bit, ladies and gentlemen. We got 2 of the best teams in the NFC playing a classic here in the first half. That's what I want. And yep, the Lions get the ball first in the second half. So Lions flip the field here. So I don't know. Do you take a few shots downfield or is it not worth it? Do you want to be Brett Favre? I don't know. Packers are going to return the kickoff. Let's see if they're able to do something with the kickoff. Not very much at all. Maybe you take a couple passes downfield to try to get into field goal range. That's just my opinion, but I'm going to guess they're going to take a knee and go to the half. They're going to try something. They're not kneeing. He's actually going to pass. Incomplete. 2nd and 10 for the Packers. I'd probably go long here, but they won't. Probably a run play call here, I imagine. I think because you're not getting the ball first in the second half, now they're going to take a knee. Okay. Halftime in Detroit, Michigan. We got a good one on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. The Green Bay Packers at the half lead the Detroit Lions 17-14. On the CY Interview Sports Network. We'll be right back. I'll be back in 3 minutes. I'm going to take my halftime, and then we're going to get into all this stuff. I'll be right back, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. And if you're watching this in live or real time, or live real time or recorded, we really appreciate every minute that you watch. It means more than you know. I could not be more thankful for anything than the people who are here in the room today with us and any of you who watch our stuff and comment. Thank you so very much as we continue to grow here on YouTube. Thank you so much. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Okay, it's time for the CY interview from Las Vegas. Halftime report. At the half, the Green Bay Packers lead the Detroit Lions 17-14. Enjoy the halftime show for those of you who are watching. You can actually see the game for free on Tubi today. If for whatever reason you don't have regular television and cable, but you got internet, Tubi's got the game full sale today on Thanksgiving Day, so enjoy. Okay, let's get to college football first. And this is my biggest pet peeve going into the final week of the college football season, regular season anyway. And again, please go over to our main channel and watch the C1 interview with Lane Fobbs, where we talk week 14 predictions. Every week we drop that. We're going to do it for the conference championships next week. We will do playoffs and bowl games as well. There'll be a couple more of those. So please go over and look at that. Lane just got back from Spain after going for a week. Crazy stuff came back. And again, go check out his stuff. Bearcat Bites on X, Twitter. Follow him. He's got some great college football content. Bearcat Bites with a K. Bearcat Bites on X. Anyway, here's my biggest pet peeve of this week for the college football season. So we were talking last week during week 13 college football predictions with Lane, and I said to him, I said, what happens if Georgia Tech loses to Pittsburgh, but then they beat Georgia? And it's like, how do you not put Georgia Tech in after beating a top 5 team to end the year? Yeah, they may not play in the ACC championship game, but we're really going to screw Georgia Tech out of being in the college football playoff. The quality of wins and your resume should mean something. They should. Yet, if Miami somehow beats Pittsburgh this week, they lost to both Louisville and Southern Methodist University, and Miami could make the playoff. I don't think that's fair at all. I'm sorry, but Georgia Tech beating Georgia, quality of victories. Georgia Tech's better. I think Miami's going to lose to Pittsburgh this weekend because Miami just can't get up for a big game. And it's at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has had Miami's number in recent years as well. Pittsburgh just beat Georgia Tech this past week. If Georgia Tech beats Georgia this week, they should be in the college football playoff. Controversial much? I don't think so. But that's my biggest pet peeve for the week. You know, Michigan would need a lot of help if they were to beat Ohio State. Ohio State, Texas A&M, and Indiana are pretty much locked in. I don't think Indiana will lose to Purdue anyway. But you've got locked in, you know, you've got 3 or 4 teams that are already locked in, maybe 5. You know, I joked with Lane yesterday. Vanderbilt, higher ranked than Tennessee, 14 versus 20. Tennessee again. Vandy probably wouldn't even get there even if they beat Tennessee, unfortunately. Vanderbilt's another team. Vanderbilt and Georgia Tech, to me, are above Miami. And yet they may both not make it, and Miami might. I just don't see that as fair. Yeah, Miami beat Notre Dame. Who cares? 1 win, 1 quality victory. You know, so my perspective, and I'm sticking to it. You know, I think that this week, again, I'm not a fan. If you've watched our videos with Lane, you know, and you've been around these lives, you know, I am not a fan of the 12-team college football playoff. I'm not a fan of it. However, with that being said, this last week, there creates some very interesting elimination / playing game scenarios. But if you're not going to give Georgia Tech an opportunity to get in if they beat Georgia, I don't think that that's fair at all, one bit. You know, so I think we need to rethink how these teams end up getting placed in this field of 12. So that's just my opinion, and I'm sticking to it on that. Let's take a look at what else is going on this week in college football. Also, an interesting perspective for historical college football references. Ole Miss is playing Mississippi State tomorrow in the Egg Bowl. The Egg Bowl historically has been a night game on Thanksgiving or a night game in general. It's going to be a 9 a.m. Las Vegas time, noon kickoff. Not looking forward to the NBA being at 9 tomorrow. Could be the night game, look at the night game. Kind of takes all of the attention will be on what Lane Kiffin's future obviously is. Mississippi State is 5-6. They're fighting for a bowl game. Ole Miss is fighting to be in the college football playoff. Well, Wish State love to spoil Ole Miss's chances of being in the college football playoff. I think losing to a 5-6 team, not very good. Not very good to end the year. So we'll see. We shall see on that one. I think Mississippi State absolutely has a chance. The game is in Starkville, so there's that. Also, this weekend, tomorrow, TAMU going to Texas. Texas still a small chance in Arch Manning to get into the playoffs, but a lot of things would have to happen. A lot of things would have to happen for Texas to get into the playoff. I don't think we're giving enough credit to the Texas A&M Aggies this year. I just don't think we're giving them enough credit at all. I don't know if you agree, Tom, but TAMU is 11-0. And even if they lose this game, TAMU is going to be in the college football playoff. So congrats to them. But, Texas losing to the University of Florida with 3 wins and 8 losses. Not very good. Not very good one bit. I don't even know why we're still talking about Texas being in the playoff. Again, I agree with the whole play-in game scenario, but I think Texas with their 3 losses, I just don't see it. Interesting enough, Arizona's playing Arizona State, battle of 8-3 teams, both in the top 25. When was the last time that Arizona and Arizona State were both ranked playing their rivalry game? Kind of an interesting one tomorrow going on. Congratulations and kudos to both Arizona and Arizona State. It is very hard to win in the state of Arizona in college football. So congrats to them. 8 wins, 8-3, both of them. Very good. That's impressive. I'll take that. Moving along, Texas Tech, huge favorite against West Virginia. Got to win that game to lock up your spot. Another team, Texas Tech, not giving them enough credit this year. Texas Tech and TAMU, middle of the road, 8-win college football teams. Both are going to be in the college football playoff most likely. Congrats to Texas Tech as well. Well, have a great season so far. Kudos to them. I don't think we talked about Texas Tech much this year during the college football podcast here. Hats off to them as well. Oregon talked about this tricky game tomorrow. Again, tricky game on Saturday against Washington. Washington has 8 victories. Washington has 8 victories this year. So, Oregon, you better watch out on Saturday at that game at Washington. You better watch out. It's halftime in Detroit. Green Bay is winning 17-14. This is the CY Interview halftime report. We're talking all college football this week. Again, go over to the main channel, watch the prediction show with Lane Fobbs. Oklahoma, LSU. Oklahoma better not look ahead. It's a home game against LSU. LSU has a fired coach. LSU barely beat Western Kentucky last week, 13-10. But you better not look ahead. Well, if Alabama loses the Iron Bowl, they're not going. I mean, that's what that is. I don't think Auburn is good enough, Tom. I just don't think Auburn has very much. Auburn lost to Kentucky 10-3 at home this year and fired their coach. I mean, I just don't see how Auburn is going to beat Alabama. I don't see it. I don't think Auburn can come up with enough points. Final score: Alabama 24, Auburn 10. Notre Dame against Stanford. Notre Dame's got to find a way to win. Stanford's got 4 victories. They should. And in the nobody but fans in Florida will be watching game on Saturday, the University of Florida will try to get their 4th victory of the year when they play the 5-6 Florida State Seminoles. I don't know who wants it more. I don't know. I don't know how. I get Florida's at home field advantage and favored, but I know Florida State hasn't looked great, but I don't know about that one. The mighty have fallen in the state of Florida, Tom. The mighty have fallen. The mighty have absolutely fallen. But, yeah, not very good. Tonight, Thanksgiving Day football, by the way, at 4:30, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Navy plays Memphis in a battle of American League teams, by the way. Final scores from college football this week already on Tuesday. Bowling Green beat Massachusetts 45-14. UMass ends the season with no victories. Western Michigan beats Eastern Michigan 31-21. Other games in college football this coming weekend. Iowa and Nebraska. Got to give credit to Nebraska winning 7 games so far this year. 7-4. Not bad. Not a bad year for the Cornhuskers. Louisville, great year for Louisville. 7 victories. I think they've had a great year. They host Kentucky. Kentucky needs a victory to become bowl eligible. You know, Tom, a lot of people were talking about, and I think this is kind of interesting. A lot of people were talking about how do I say this? A lot of people were talking about how Mark Stoops of Kentucky could be a good coach for Florida, and I agree with that. Year in and year out, Mark Stoops has gotten a lot out of that program, who is historically, of course, not a football program. So I give Mark Stoops all the credit in the world. I'd be open to Mark Stoops being the head coach of Florida. I don't know if they're looking in that direction, but they may want to consider that, honestly, to tell you the truth. I think Mark would be great at the University of Florida. We wanted Bob for years. We could never get Bob Stoops, the former coordinator on the 1995 National Championship Florida Gators team, to ever come back to us. You know, of course, he was a coordinator under Steve Spurrier. But I'd be open to Mark Stoops being the head coach. I'd love that, honestly, to tell you the truth. That would be top 3. I don't think we're getting Lane Kiffin. I'd be open to Mark Stoops being the head coach of Florida. You know, again, year in and year out, Kentucky has been at least competitive, and I give them all the credit in the world for that. So they still have a chance to make a bowl game again this year when they play Louisville on Saturday. And I got to give a little bit credit in closing. I want to add to Penn State, fired coach, but they can beat Rutgers this weekend and they can still go bowling, which means something. Nice to see that the Penn State team did not give up on themselves after losing their coach, Franklin, being fired. He's now going to be the coach, of course, next year at Virginia Tech. I mean, he must love being a college football coach, because that's crazy. James Franklin, of course, again, will be the coach of Virginia Tech next year. You know, not sitting on the sideline collecting millions of dollars. Good for him. Let's see what else. Washington State plays Oregon State. Washington State has a chance to get to a bowl game with a victory. And UNLV will get to 10 wins on the year with a victory over Reno, Las Vegas's college football team. Nevada's looked good in the last couple of weeks, at least. 3-8 on the year. Not great, obviously, but the Reno team has been playing a little bit better. I wouldn't take this one for granted, UNLV. This could be a close game, but UNLV should get their 10th victory of the year. Hats off to UNLV on getting 10 wins. Still got to figure out a way to beat Boise State historically, but UNLV looking much better again this year. Probably will finish the year at 10-2. And the last game of the college football regular season, Hawaii, who has 7 victories. Yes, Timmy Chang and the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors have 7 victories. They will host Wyoming to finish the year, hopefully 8-4. Congrats to Hawaii. Great year. It is so hard to win and recruit on the island. I give Hawaii all the credit in the world. Congratulations, Hawaii, on your 7 victories. You may get 8 this weekend. Absolutely. Okay, Tom, what do you want to talk? What do you want to say about Survivor Series? Fill me in. Like, what is the big storyline for Survivor Series? Obviously, we're getting to the end of John Cena's career. He's retiring next month. What is the big storyline going into the Survivor Series this upcoming? What is the big storyline, sir? Fill me in. So here's my question. In comparison to WCW's old Fall Brawl War Games, how are the War Games in relation to how they're similar to when WCW used to do it? Are they similar in nature? Is it a different kind of War Game style? Like what are we talking about in that regard? Well, here's my response to you. How long do these matches usually run? I mean, because I only see there's 4 matches on the card right now. Are these matches that go on for like more than an hour? Are these like main long, 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 long running ECW style like matches? Is that fair to say? We'll finish up with that. And the second half is just started between the Lions and the Packers, just for everybody to know. I will pay attention to Survivor Series this year. Seems like an interesting concept. The Detroit Lions get the ball first to start the second half, ladies and gentlemen. And let's see what the Lions can do on their first drive. That makes sense. Cool. Lions are at their own 37-yard line. Christian XT1 interview covering Las Vegas and the world. Happy Thanksgiving. We are back with our second half. Thank you for joining the C1 Interview halftime show. Let's see what the Detroit Lions can do with this first drive here in the second half. 3rd and 5 already upcoming. Let's see if Goff can convert a first down here. Key game again here in the NFC North today. 7-3 Green Bay Packers paying the 7-4 Detroit Lions. The Lions will end up getting that first down, and they will continue to move the chains here. We are a minute and a half into the second half. Green Bay is leading Detroit 17-14. But again, the Lions got the ball first to start the second half here. See if the Lions can at least tie the Packers here to start the second half. Again, this is a key game in the NFC North. I believe the winner of today's game puts themselves in the driver's seat to win the North, potentially. The Bears, not sold on the Bears. We already know that. I believe they'll lose to the Eagles tomorrow on the Black Friday Amazon Prime game of the year. So Lions are around midfield. I agree. The Lions do need a long, sustained drive here, but they need to get at least 3 points on the board. If you get that 3 points on the board, things are looking a lot better, obviously. So third down here for the Lions upcoming, a third and about 2 or 3 yards. We're 3 minutes into the second half here. Do you have St. Brown on any of your fantasy teams, sir? I hope not. I think you do, don't you? That's going to be tough if you've got him in the starting lineup. Lions are going for it, ladies and gentlemen. The Lions are going for it. Anyway. We're on a tight timeout. Lions and Packers, 17-14. 11 minutes till the end of the third quarter. Gonna check something here while we're on the break. Yeah, well, we shall see what happens after the commercial break, right? Happy Thanksgiving to everybody, and thank you again for being here. I couldn't be more thankful that you're all here today. Watching the Lions and the Packers. What else are you going to do on Thanksgiving Day? There's really nothing else to do. When you got good football, Fuzzy Zoeller must have been in his 90s, no, Tom? Am I right about that? Must have been in his 90s. Must have been close to it, no? Pretty sure he won at least a Masters championship. I may be wrong. 74, really? Okay. Feel like he was around forever. Rest in peace to golfer Fuzzy Zoeller. Condolences to his family and friends. Packers get the ball back. See what the Packers can do here now. Jordan Love's going to go for it all. Jordan Love's going to get a touchdown, ladies and gentlemen. Jordan Love with his third touchdown pass of the day. Christian Watson, I hope that helps you, Tom. More than 50 yards on that pass play. 23-14. Green Bay over Detroit. What a great, absolute great touchdown pass there by Jordan Love of more than 50 yards to Christian Watson on that one. 23-14, Green Bay now over Detroit with the extra point pending. They took advantage. Detroit did not get anything on that last drive, and they took advantage. And literally, we're looking at like one play and 10-point lead. 24-14, Green Bay over Detroit, third quarter, TV timeout. Happy Thanksgiving from Las Vegas. We're watching it with you in real time, 10 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Punt the ball there, Detroit. Punt the ball there. I don't get why you're doing that. Punt the ball there, Detroit. There's no excuse for that whatsoever. Punt the ball, Detroit. Punt the ball, punt the ball, punt the ball, and punt the ball. Yeah, the CY Interview Pumpkin Pie Award, first annual, very good. You're hilarious. The first annual CY Interview Pumpkin Pie Award, Jordan Love, absolutely. No doubt about that. He is the front runner to win the MVP of today's CY Interview Thanksgiving Day special broadcast. Absolutely, 100%. Very good. Very good. I like that. You're on top of it. Detroit's got to answer. Detroit, again, you're down 3 points in a game with playing a very good offense. By the way, all the hats off to the Packers offense this week and team. They had 5 days to prepare for this game. Got to go to the road game. It's much tougher on the road games because of the short week. You're playing on Sunday, then you're playing, they beat Minnesota, but they're playing on Sunday. Then they got to travel to Detroit. Only got a couple of days to prepare. All the hats off to the Green Bay Packers offense. The Packers offense looks good. When the Packers offense looks good with this defense, I start believing in this team a little bit more. And then I believe they can beat Philadelphia, who is not as good as past years. I don't think Philadelphia is as good as last year's Super Bowl run team. But, Green Bay, you want to prove me right. You want to show me that you could potentially be in this year's Super Bowl. Got to keep playing like this. And Detroit is good this year, but I don't think they're as good as past years. What we're seeing today kind of proves that. Again, struggled last week against the New York Giants. Congratulations, you won, but not very good. Not very good at all. So let's see if the Lions can capitalize here and rebound and on this one for sure. Yeah, I think so too. You know, Lions got to get some points here. Chris Yannick, C1 Interview, Las Vegas. Thanksgiving NFL Live Special Edition, Green Bay versus Detroit. Packers up 24-14, 10:30 left in the third. Detroit's got to get some points here. Got to get some points here. They're going to start at their approximate 30-yard line here. Detroit has got to get some points here. They have got to get some points here. Jordan Love is on tap to maybe throw 4 or 5 touchdown passes today, the way that things are going. Good first run by Jared Goff. Jared Goff is going to run for about almost 23 yards here, I believe. He's going to run for the first down. Great run by Jared Goff on that first play there. Lions are at midfield. Lions, again, really need to put some points up here against the Packers. Down 24-14 in the third. Lions have to answer. Lions have to answer here. Couple-yard pass there by Jared Goff coming up. Second and about 6 or 7 probably. 9 minutes and 20 seconds left here in the third quarter. Yeah, sometimes you give up the runs to the quarterback, but agreed, the Green Bay Packers defense was not ready for that. Was not ready for that Jared Goff. Not ready for that Jared Goff moment there, that's for sure. There's a pass for Detroit. They're going to get inside the 30-yard line. David Montgomery with the catch there. The teams are now both opening the playbooks up a little bit. Defenses are getting a little bit soft here. You know, we talked about in the first half that the points were going to come in droves, and it looks like they're now going to come in droves. So 8 minutes and 20 seconds until the end of the third quarter here. Lions are at the Green Bay 31, 32-yard line. Lions may at least have a chance to get in field goal range here. Good run by the Lions. The Lions will be inside at the 16 of Green Bay. Red zone for the Green Bay Packers against the Detroit Lions here. 8 minutes, 1st and 10. Lions in the Green Bay Packers red zone here, looking to get some points, down 24-14. After that, good run on the ground. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions have responded with a touchdown catch to Isaac Tesla. Lions get another touchdown. Jared Goff with another touchdown on the board. 24-20 now, Green Bay over Detroit. We're in for a good one, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting good, watchable, A-plus Thanksgiving Day football today. Jared Goff with his second touchdown pass of the day. 24-20, 7 minutes and 25 seconds left here in the third quarter. We're going to now have the pending extra point by the Detroit Lions. Kicker, the snap is down, the kick is up, and it is good. No missed extra points today in the Dome in Detroit. Timeout on the field. Third quarter, 8 minutes left in the third quarter. Green Bay holds on to a 3-point lead against the Green Bay Packers. 7 minutes and 25 seconds left. 24-21. An absolutely big drive by Detroit, Tom. I agree with you. For sure. Again, I look forward to the fact when both teams on Thanksgiving Day are actually good, which makes it a more interesting and competitive game, obviously. We want good football. We don't want. Again, I'm sorry. I'm tired of seeing the Dallas Cowboys play the 2-win New York Giants every year. I would like to see better football, ladies and gentlemen. So I'd like to see better football. I'd like to see better football. And trust me when I say this, I would like to see better football. And we're getting better football today. That's for sure. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. It's going to be hard to top this Thanksgiving football day. It's going to be hard for the Chiefs and the Cowboys and the Ravens and the Bengals. Love the Bengals. Love watching them, even though they got 3 victories. But it's going to be very difficult for those teams to top this game today. Offensive powerhouse juggernaut here. Third quarter, Green Bay 24, Detroit 21. The NFC North is up for grabs. Both of these teams, again, are the second tier to me in the NFC. Tier 1, you could argue, can be the Eagles. That can be the Rams. It can be the Seahawks. This is tier 2 right here, the Packers and the Lions, Yeah, and here's my response to you. Is it really worth putting him on the field for meaningless football? I understand that it's a business and people want to see the best players in the NFL, but I don't know. I don't even know if I'd have him on the field, but whatever. 9-8 is not going to get you into the playoffs. I'm sorry, but it's not happening. Seahawks are probably in tier 2 then, I imagine, with the Lions and the Packers. Fair enough. But you get my point. Great football on Thanksgiving is what I want. I want something that's meaningful. We're getting it today. 2nd and 7 for the Packers at their own 31-yard line. Leading 3 by 3 points, 24-21, 2nd and 7 here. Packers go back to the run game, and they're going to get rewarded with a first down run. Keep running the ball, Green Bay Packers. That's how you're going to end up getting to move the football continuously. Good effort on their part there. Nice strike by Jordan Love. Just looking phenomenal. Nice strike by Jordan Love, Tom. Packers on the move again. Jordan Love looking like the CY Interview Pumpkin Pie, first annual CY Interview Pumpkin Pie MVP Award trophies going to him today. Jordan Love, just unbelievable statistics today up on the field, looking for his 4th touchdown pass. We got an injury on the field for the Detroit Lions here. Great pass, though, by Jordan Love, just moving the football. Timeout on the field. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Green Bay 24, Detroit 21. Green Bay on the move. Beautiful play. Beautiful pass indeed. You know, again, I want to watch good football. We're getting good football today. I won't emphasize it enough. We are getting good football, ladies and gentlemen. Packers are looking to answer, of course, the last drive. With this TV timeout continually going on. 24-21 right now. Packers inside the Lions' 30-yard line. Shane XC1 Interview covering Las Vegas and the world. Happy Thanksgiving. We're here from Las Vegas again today. Detroit Lions, Green Bay Packers, live reaction, our special edition of the C1 Interview Thanksgiving Day show. We'll be back again Sunday, 10 a.m. usual time to review all of these Sunday week NFL games. But we're here first today. Green Bay, Detroit, we're back in action. 5 minutes and 40 seconds left in the third quarter. Green Bay inside the Detroit 30-yard line, about the 25-yard line, actually. First and 10. Let's see if the Packers can answer the Lions' last touchdown here. Packers are going to go back to the run game, which is going to benefit them. They're going to get about 7 yards on that run. Second down upcoming. $15-yard line for the Packers. Packers inside the 10-yard line on a first and 10. Going to be interesting to see after this drive. We're going to have to check Jordan Love's statistics, Tom. what the stats are after this one for sure. Timeout by the Packers. That'll be the first time out of the half, 2nd and 5. I can't see them. I'm sorry, I apologize for that. My tablet didn't show them. Second and 5. 14 first downs so far for the Packers, 13 for Detroit. 311 total yards for the Green Bay Packers today. 204 passing yards. Nice strike by Jordan Love. And there's a fumble on the play. But we're going to rule him down by contact, I think. Probably. Yep. First down and 1st and goal for the Packers after that one. That was a crazy turn of events right there. 3rd and 1 for the Packers, excuse me, after the fumble. I don't know what Jordan Love was doing on that 3rd and 1. And there's a penalty flag. What's the penalty flag? Holding? Maybe? Personal foul, face mask. Defense, the Packers are going to get an automatic first down, ladies and gentlemen. Personal foul on the Detroit Lions. Dumb play call. 1st and goal for the Detroit Lions. For the Green Bay Packers, excuse me, inside the Lions 5. Packers have a great chance here to get 7 points. What an offensive powerhouse game we're getting right now here. 2 minutes and 36 seconds left in the third. Packers 1st and goal now. We're going to try to get another touchdown here. See if Jordan Love can get his 4th touchdown on the day here. Packers are going to run the ball and not get there. Going to be 2nd and goal from about the 2-yard line, 3-yard line. Christianic C1 interview covering Las Vegas and the world. NFL Live special edition Thanksgiving Day. Here we're doing Green Bay and Detroit in real time, 3rd quarter, 2 minutes left. Green Bay's inside the 5-yard line of Detroit, leading 24-21 in the 3rd quarter here. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you who are in the room. Stop by today. We really appreciate it. We're thankful for all of you. 2nd and goal here, 2 minutes left. Packers are getting up. Let's see what the Packers do. They'll probably go to the run again. Yeah, I would think so too, Tom. I think you're going to pound it with Josh Jacobs again. I agree with that. See if they do that again. They're going to hand it up. Nope. Jordan Love. Another touchdown pass. Another touchdown pass for Jordan Love. Another touchdown pass. Wicks with his 2nd touchdown of the day. You got to be doing pretty good in that one league with Jordan Love, right, Tom? No? Got to be doing pretty good. I think so. 30-21 now. All scoring plays are reviewed. But I think he got on the line. Yep. Touchdown. 4th touchdown of the day for Jordan Love. I think I know who's getting the 1st annual C1 Interview Pumpkin Pie Award, MVP award. 31-21, Green Bay over Detroit. 1 minute and 44 seconds left in the third quarter. I thought you started loving another league, though. No? Those fantasy points on the bench always hurt. One minute and 44 seconds left in the third quarter. We have no commercial break on this. The Packers are going to kick to the Lions here. Lions are going to be returning this one. 26-yard line for the Lions. Lions need to get some points as we get to the fourth quarter here. See if Goff can get some more points for you. I know that you have St. Brown, though. That kind of hurts, but hey, you never know what can happen, right? Both of these quarterbacks putting up good numbers, though, so far. Excuse me. Nice pass by the Detroit Lions. Flag on the play, though. 1 minute and 34 seconds left in the third quarter. But it's going to be a first down for Detroit. I think it's going to be up, hands to the face on Green Bay. That's going to be an automatic first down. Lions have a chance to get some points here. They need 3. They need 7, probably 7 more ideally, but they need to put some points up on the board, and then they need to play some defense. Because this Packers offense is lighting it up today. Old style Green Bay Packers lighting it up offense. Looking really good today against Detroit. Oh, reverse. They messed that one up. The quarterback throws it over, throws it back to the quarterback, and, well, that did not go very well. That did not go very well. Not very well at all. I wonder how many times they practiced that one in practice. That did not go very well. 2nd and 19 now for the Lions. Lions are in a hole now. Well, if they're going to get that back, they're going to have like 3rd and 4 coming up. 34 seconds left in the third quarter. Green Bay is leading Detroit 31-21 on Thanksgiving Day. There's going to be an injury timeout on the field. A Packers defender is down on the field. 34 seconds. 3rd and 6 for the Lions. More manageable than from that 2nd and 19. I'm going to have a timeout here. Hope he's okay. Important 3rd down for the Lions here. I don't know if it's too early to start thinking about going for it on 4th down, but see what happens on the 3rd down here for the Lions against the Packers. Chris Yannick, C1 Interview, covering Las Vegas and the world. Happy Thanksgiving. We are getting to the 4th quarter of our Thanksgiving edition of C1 Interview's NFL Live Reaction. We're doing the Packers, and the Green Bay, the Packers and the Lions today. Thank you all for joining us. I'm so thankful you're all here and spending some time with us on your Thanksgiving Day. My main man, Tom, is here as always. And we're having a good time watching a meaningful football game today on Thanksgiving Day. Lions have a great chance to get some points here, but they need to convert this 3rd and 6. They're trailing right now 31-21. We got 34 seconds left in the third with an injury timeout to the Green Bay Packers. Again, winner of today's game takes a step maybe to tier 1 of the NFC. I believe that. So we shall see. 34 seconds left in the third quarter of play. And then we'll be on another commercial timeout. See what the Lions can do here on the 3rd and 6. They really need to convert the first down here. First down on a run and a trick run play for the Lions. The Lions are going to take this. They're going to have the football going into the fourth quarter. We are going to the fourth quarter, ladies and gentlemen. The Green Bay Packers and Jordan Love's 4 touchdown passes lead the Detroit Lions today 31-21. 15 minutes remaining on Thanksgiving Day on our C1 Review Special Edition. 31-21 Green Bay, Detroit, but Detroit is driving. I'm Chris Janik for the C1 Review Radio Network. That's what they'd say, right, on the football radio networks going to the breaks. So we're here on YouTube, obviously. Chris Janik on the YouTube network, on the C1 Review YouTube network. Good football today, though, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, as always, for joining us. I'm beyond thankful for you. I can't say it enough. Detroit, I believe, does need a touchdown, though, Tom. I agree with that. They really do need a touchdown. We're on a commercial break before the last 15 minutes. Green Bay 31, Detroit 21. Been a great game today again. Jordan Love has 4 touchdown passes. Jared Goff trying. It'll be a fun fourth quarter, Tom, if Detroit gets a touchdown here or gets some points on the board. It will be a fun fourth quarter if that. If not, it could get out of hand very quickly. If Detroit gets a touchdown here, it will be an absolutely fun fourth quarter. I agree with that. It will be an absolutely fun fourth quarter. Well, good first pass by the Lions there. Well, Jordan Love's going to get a turkey leg regardless if he wins or not today. Absolutely. I mean, those are unbelievable numbers. Second and 1 for the Lions after that pass to start the fourth quarter of play. Third and 5 or 4 in the backfield there. First down for the Lions. They're continuing to move the ball here. Lions are at least in field goal range. You know, that's good, but got to find a way, as you know. Got to find a way. Lions really need a touchdown here. Second and 10 for the Lions here inside the Packers 30. Lions are at least in field goal range, but a touchdown is really needed here in the game. Doesn't look like field goals are going to do much in this game. So 28-yard line for the Lions on the second and 10. 12 minutes left in our Thanksgiving Day game here today. Big third down coming up for the Lions. See what they can do. Big play here, ladies and gentlemen. Then you have to debate if you don't get it, do you go for it on fourth down? It may be one of those situations. We'll see. Coming away with no points isn't going to help, but if I'm Detroit, I want to get this first down. Detroit's going to hand it off on a run, and that's going to go nowhere. Kind of a risky play call. I probably would have thrown there. Packers' run defenses look pretty decent today. Will the Lions settle for 3, or will they go for it? I think you need points on this drive to keep this game moving along the way that things are going. And it looks like they're going to go for it. The Lions have decided that field goals are not going to be in their best interest today. They are going for it. This could be the game right here. Third and 3 for the Lions. Fourth and 3 for the Lions. 22-yard line. They need to get 3 yards to pick it up here. Let's see. They're going for it. Goff's in the backfield. Goff, incomplete pass. And the Lions for receiver dropped it. So the Green Bay Packers are going to be able to hold the Lions there. I don't know. I probably would have kicked 3. Looking back at that, got to get that one. Williams dropped the ball there, unfortunately. Packers will take the turnover on downs. 31-21, 10 minutes left. If I'm the Green Bay Packers, I'm going to start running the football, and I'm going to try to shorten this game. I'm going to try to shorten this game if I'm the Green Bay Packers now. That's what I'm looking at. 31-21. Still a lot of time left. Turnovers can happen. But, in a game like this where there's been so much offense, you need points. Packers could put the nail in the coffin with a touchdown here. I probably would have wanted – probably in hindsight, again, taking the 3, at least it makes it a one-possession game. Yeah, I agree. I mean, you know, I pass the ball on third down, so then maybe I get the first down. If I pass the ball on third down, then we have a chance to get a touchdown. Instead, we're left with no points. I would have preferred, and I agree with you, I would have preferred um, getting points there because of how this game is going. But again, if you can hold the Packers now to a quick 3 and out or a quick stop, then maybe there's still a lot of time left. But you got to look at that kind of situation now. But the Packers, if I'm the Packers, I'm trying to run the ball because I've had success on the run today and I'm up 10 points. I want to shorten this game as much as I possibly can. That's what I'm doing if I'm the Green Bay Packers here. You know, that's what I would want for sure. I know, correct. I agree with you. I was thinking the same thing, you know. But I don't think but here's my question is depending on how risky do the Packers want to be at this point. I don't know if you need to be is my point to you when you're up 2 possessions. So, they can easily take this under 9 minutes, you know. Love is going to run for it on first down. He's going to get about 7 yards. That'll keep the clock moving. 2nd and 3 for the Green Bay Packers, who lead the Detroit Lions 31-21. 16 of 26, 210 yards and 4 touchdown passes. Feels like Jordan Love has more than 200 passing yards today. But okay, I mean 210 passing yards doesn't seem like a heck of a lot. You obviously want to keep getting first downs, but you don't need to be too aggressive. I agree with you. Well, the Lions have a chance to get a 3 and out here. It's going to be 3rd and 3. See if the Lions can keep it interesting here. 3rd and 4 for the Packers. Big play here for the Detroit Lions defense. The Lions can hold here and get the ball back quickly. Still a lot of time left. 9 minutes and 30 seconds left to go right now. See what the Packers can do here. Packers will incomplete pass. And the Detroit Lions get a 3 and out here. So maybe the Matt Campbell gamble won't hurt the Lions, at least for now. So the Detroit Lions are going to get the football back. 9 minutes and 13 seconds left. Chris Yannick, C1 interview covering Las Vegas and the world. Thanksgiving Day, NFL Live special. Green Bay, Detroit. We're doing it in real time, giving you a live reaction. We'll be back, of course, Sunday, usual time, 10 a.m. Las Vegas time for the NFL Week 13 live reaction show. But we're here today on Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. We're thankful that you're all here, of course, today. Packers are going to punt. Lions are going to get it back. So we'll see what the Lions can do here now. That ball is going to hit the end zone barely. Touchback. 9 minutes and 2 seconds remaining. Detroit still has a chance. Down 10 points. Timeout on the field. 9 minutes left in our Thanksgiving Day special. Green Bay 31, Detroit 21. Detroit better get a quick drive here and a quick score. There's just so many flags that are missed. I'm not happy with the refs this year. I don't think a lot of people are, but I feel like the officiating hasn't been great this year. I agree with you on that front. I feel like there have been a lot of missed calls this year so far. Christian XC1 interview. We're in TV timeout. Fourth quarter, Green Bay 31, Detroit 21. Detroit's going to have the football here. Thanks so much for joining in today. NFL Live Thanksgiving Day reaction, Packers and Lions. Had a lot of people come by today. Thankful for all the views and all the stop-bys. Thanks so much for joining us. We're grateful that you're here. A lot of people in the room, in and out today. Thanks for taking some time and taking a couple minutes of your Thanksgiving Day Thursday to be with us. Okay, Lions are going to start from their 20-yard line here, 9 minutes left. The Lions need points on this drive for sure to make this a one-score game. Incomplete pass. It was good it was incomplete there because the Packers would have tackled the Lions in the backfield here. It's a shame the Lions did not get 3 points on the last drive. They'd be down 7 right now, but hindsight is 20/20. See what the Lions can do here against the Packers on this drive. They need points. I think so too, Tom. Nice pass by the Lions, moving the ball. I was fortunate to interview Summerall before he passed away many years ago for one of his memoirs. I'll have to repost that at some point. But nice man. That was a great conversation. Those were the absolute glory days of the NFL. Madden and Summerall, absolute glory days, for sure. Did you know that Pat Summerall was a good friend, actually, of Mickey Mantle, Tom? Not sure if you ever knew that. And Mickey used to call Pat Summerall before every NFL Sunday to get his opinion on the games, if you can believe it, because Mickey liked betting sports. It's an old story. Mickey wouldn't do well on Saturday, then he'd call Pat on Sunday. Hey, who do you like? And all that stuff. So. Got a big third down coming up for the Lions. I actually talked with Pat about that in that interview. I'll have to repost that at some point. I'll have to repost that. I don't think it's on the YouTube archive. I'll have to repost it at some point. Fortunately, Jared Goff gets sacked on 3rd and 15 here, but there is a penalty flag on the play. And they're going to get an automatic first down, it looks like. Personal foul coming up. Let's see what the penalty is on the Green Bay Packers here. The Lions are going to get bailed out, Tom. The Lions are going to get bailed out. Guess it's defensive holding there. That was even near the play. Dumb play call by the Packers defense there. It gives the Lions new life. 1st and 10 for the Lions after that penalty. 7 minutes left, 31-21, Green Bay, Detroit. I think if I'm the Lions here, I don't think I'm going to be running the football much. I don't get that first down play call. When you've got 6 minutes and 49 seconds left, I am not going to be running the football on first down. So I really don't get that play call. So it's illegal contact. Got it. Thank you, Tom. Over the middle. Over the middle. Over the middle. Detroit is going to be inside the 15-yard line. Williams gets to redeem himself a little bit there with that long pass play. And the Detroit Lions are in business, ladies and gentlemen. This one is far from over. Far from over, far from over, far from over. Detroit has a chance to get some points here. You better get some points here. So 5 minutes and 51 seconds left. Detroit does have all 3 timeouts, though, and the 2-minute warning. So there is still plenty of time, obviously, here. But if I'm Detroit, I need to get a score, and I need to get a score quickly. Don't get why Detroit's running the ball again. Still, again, I don't understand that. You know, I don't get why you're running the ball there. I get maybe because you feel like you got those 3 timeouts and you've got the 2-minute warning that it doesn't really matter, potentially. But that's not something I'd be doing with 5 minutes left here. Detroit is in the red zone, but Green Bay leads Detroit 31-21 here. Detroit trying to get on the board. They're at the Green Bay 14-yard line. Jared Goff is back in the pocket here. We'll see what happens. Let's see at the snap here. Inside the 10-yard line, short pass by the Lions there. I guess, again, if you have 3 timeouts, Tom, and a 2-minute warning, and you got 4.5 minutes left, you really don't care, right? Because you realize you could still get the football back. So I guess that's why there's just not as much sense of urgency as they would be. Again, 4 minutes and 30 seconds is different than 1 minute 55 seconds. So I think that's why they're just, and again, I think because the Green Bay Packers blitz has been so good all day, I think they're trying to take their time here. But you got to kick the field goal if you don't get the first down here. First down, Detroit. 1st and goal, Detroit Lions. 4 minutes left in the game now. Lions better hurry here. Christian XC1 interview covering Las Vegas and the world. We're getting down to the last 4 minutes here of our Thanksgiving Day special Green Bay Packers, Detroit Lions NFL Live reaction show. 1st and goal for the Lions here. Let's go. Let's see if the Lions can keep this interesting. We're going to have another direct up. Oh, they're going to do the fake Tim Tebow play with the snap to the pass and the throw to the tight end, and it didn't work. Though that was fun to watch, it did not work there. That was pretty hilarious. 2nd down coming up for the Lions. Incomplete pass. That was pretty funny. That was funny. That was pretty funny. I'll give them that much. Are you 4 downs here, Tom? I'm guessing you're not going to settle for the field goal here if you get to 4th and goal. Incomplete pass. 3rd down, 30 minutes and 26 seconds left. Packers holding that 31-21 lead. I'm guessing they're going to kick 3 if they don't get it here, because if you don't get anything on 4th, this game's over. So I am thinking that you're probably kicking 3 if you don't get it here. Yeah, you have to kick the field goal. I agree. Oh, and again, the Packers defense blitzes and gets to Jared Goff on third down. We're going to have a longer field goal attempt now on that one. He got whacked there on that one. Packers defense has been very good today. I said the reason the Packers would end up winning is if they did that. There is an injured Green Bay Packer on the field. That saves a timeout and some time here for the Lions to get in position. So that's a positive for the Detroit Lions. But he just got whacked there. How many times has Jared Goff been sacked today, Tom? 4 or 5? It's got to be a couple at least. Micah Parsons just playing phenomenal. Playing phenomenal today. Good injury timeout on the field. The Detroit Lions, after this timeout, I imagine, will be kicking a field goal. 31-21 Packers right now. 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in our Thanksgiving Day special. Happy Thanksgiving to where you are in the world, and we're thankful that you're here today, spending some of your holiday with us. Okay, field goal attempts coming up now, probably, for the Lions. Still an injury for the Packers on the field. It's going to be a couple minutes here. Hope he's okay. Looks like they're bringing a cart out. Never want to see this stuff, of course, ladies and gentlemen. Devonte Wyatt is the Packer that's down on the field. He sure did, Tom. All right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. 3 minutes and 15 seconds left. Thanksgiving Day special, Green Bay, Detroit, NFL Live reaction here. The Lions are finally setting up for that field goal after that injury timeout. 3 minutes and counting. They better make this one. Kick is up, and it is good, ladies and gentlemen. The Detroit Lions will keep this a one-possession game. After that field goal attempt, 2 minutes and 59 seconds left. The Detroit Lions still have all three of their timeouts remaining and the 2-minute warning. 31-24 Green Bay. All right, so now here's the game situation. You got 2 minutes and 59 seconds left. Green Bay's winning 31-24. You've got to get a 3 and out. And if you don't get a 3 and out, you got to get a second 3 and out, or this game's pretty much over. And so the Lions are going to probably be using their timeouts, I imagine, immediately because you got the 2-minute warning as well. So maybe you use 2 of your timeouts and not the third, depending on what the Packers do here. But I imagine the Packers are going to run at least 2 of the 3 plays on this possession. They'd be crazy not to, honestly. So let's see what the Packers do here. But I said today, I thought the Packers, because of their defense was better, would end up beating the Lions. My predictions so far are correct. But again, still a lot of football left. One turnover can change this whole thing around. Could we end up getting Thanksgiving Day overtime today? Oh, boy. You know, if we got that. But there is that possibility still. 2 minutes and 59 seconds left again. Green Bay 31, Detroit 24. What a great day, great game to start our Thanksgiving Day football threesome today. We've also got Kansas City, Dallas, and of course, Baltimore, Cincinnati. Go Ravens. And the Bengals, the most fun team to watch in the NFL for whatever reason. Their offense is fun. So, well, you got 3 timeouts though, Tom. It's not if they get the first down on the first down, it's not over because you still got 3 more timeouts. Because you have 4 timeouts, you still have, I think, you have 2 possessions. It's not just 1 first down. It's actually 2 first downs based on the math of time, I think. So they get the first down, then you got a timeout, but then they still have 3. So then you got another 3. You got another 3 plays and 3 more timeouts because you've got the 2-minute warning as well. So in theory, it's more like 2 first downs, not 1 first down, really. Well, the Lions get him in the backfield on the first play there. So there's going to be your first timeout. So now the Lions have 3 timeouts. They've got 2 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. So the thing is that if you burn 2 timeouts, right? If you burn 2 timeouts and then you get the first down on third down, that's when it makes it difficult, right? So the Lions now really need to stop them on the next 2 plays. So I imagine the Packers will run again and the Lions will use their second timeout. Lions will be able to hold them to the third down. Here comes the second timeout. Okay, so here's the point. If the Packers are able to convert here, then it makes it almost impossible, right? Because then the Lions only have 2 timeouts remaining. You know, the math doesn't math as much. I agree with you. So, but if the Packers are able to get 1 first down here, it makes it a lot more difficult. Now, if the Packers don't get it, then we've got the Lions with 2 timeouts, meaning if they throw incomplete, they've got 2 timeouts, 1 timeout in the 2-minute warning, and then they got 2 minutes and 48 seconds, which is an eternity in the NFL. 4th quarter action, 3rd and 5. Here's one of the plays of the game right here. Can the Packers and the Lions here, Thanksgiving Day hopes of a comeback. Let's see what happens here on the 3rd and 5. Packers get a first down. That's going to make it difficult. Kind of a curl outside pass there. Watson with the first down. That's going to make it more difficult now for Detroit. They still have 2 timeouts left, and the receiver went out of bounds, but makes it a little more difficult now. Now you're left with potentially seconds at best. 1 more first down, and now the game's officially over. Since he did go out of bounds there, it does give the Lions a little hope there. It's like having a timeout without using one, but the Lions will now have to burn their next 2 again. So now you're going to have another timeout. Lions have no timeouts now left besides a 2-minute warning. So what you're looking at is a scenario right now is if the Lions are able to hold the Packers here, you're looking at a 3rd down going to the 2-minute warning. Correct. So they would have to hold them on that 3rd down, and if they don't, then the Packers run up the clock. So we're literally looking at, get a first down here and the game's over. Now the game's officially over. Second and 7 for the Packers here, 2 minutes and 38 seconds left. If they're able to hold here, we'll have an interesting 3rd down after the 2-minute warning. Everyone in America is rooting for the Detroit Lions defense now, unless you're a Packers fan. We will have some interesting football after the 2-minute warning. It's going to be about 3rd and 4, 1 play for the game. 2 minutes coming up, 2-minute warning, 2-minute warning, 2-minute warning in Detroit is coming up. 3rd and 3 for the Packers. No reason to run a play here. If you're Green Bay, you're going to take it all the way down to that 2-minute warning. We will have a chance. Green Bay will have one last chance to end the game. Detroit will have one last chance to get the football back. 2 minutes left in our Thanksgiving Day football special. The Packers are 3 yards away from victory. The score is 31-24, Green Bay over Detroit. If Green Bay does not get the first down here, then Detroit will get the ball back and have a chance to make this a Thanksgiving Day overtime special. Now, here's my question, Tom. If you're Detroit and you get that ball back and you scored the touchdown, would you go for 2? Would you go for the 2-point conversion? Would you just do the crazy? Or would you take over? Probably going to take overtime, obviously, but because it's a crucial game. But, is Dan Campbell enough of a riverboat gambler to go for 2 if they got the ball back? Maybe. At least we got a good one today, though. Got a good one to the end. I said 24-17 Packers. We're at 31-24 right now. I said the Packers would win because of their defense today. Their defense has absolutely gotten to Jared Goff today. Absolutely. I think so too, Tom. The Packers defense has absolutely gotten to Jared Goff today. Micah Parsons having a great game, of course. I think the Packers defense is better than the Lions defense. And, I think their offense, again, I'm really impressed by what I've seen so far with the Packers offense today with Jordan Love's 4 touchdown passes. The Packers offense is finally waking up a little bit, in my opinion. After that 10-7 loss to the Eagles on Monday Night Football a couple weeks ago, it's nice to see the Packers offense playing a little bit better today. So that's what I got for you. We've got the football game basically here. Thank you again for everybody who stopped by today. We'll have a couple-minute recap after the game is over here today, a couple final thoughts before we wrap up today. And again, go over to the main channel, check out our weekly college football prediction show with Lane Fobbs. It was posted yesterday night. We talk about the last week of the regular season of college football, week 14. Please go over and check that out. Please go over and check out our interview, CY interview with Las Vegas headliner Jennifer Romas. She's bringing a new show back to Las Vegas in January. And of course, go over and check out our recent CY interview with actress Morgan Fairchild. It's almost an hour. Thankful for that. And thankful for all of you who spent some time with us on our Thanksgiving. Over 100 people have come in and come out today in our NFL Live special Thanksgiving Day Green Bay Packers and Detroit Lions reaction. We've had a really fun time today, and I'm grateful for all of you who are here with us. And wherever you are in the world, happy Thanksgiving again. Happy Thanksgiving from Las Vegas. Happy Thanksgiving from my main man, Tom, also in Las Vegas. We're in the entertainment capital of the world, the greatest city in the world today. 3rd and 3 for the Packers. 3rd and 3 for the Packers here. This is the game right here, ladies and gentlemen. If the Detroit Lions are able to hold, they will get the ball back. They will absolutely get the ball back today and have one last chance. We'll see what the Packers are able to do here. Lions are bringing the blitz. Incomplete pass. The Lions are going to get a chance here. We have 4th quarter, 2-minute drama on NFL Thanksgiving Day football. So we are going to get some interesting football here. Can the Lions drive the field? Can they send this game to overtime? Let's see what's able to happen here. What a fun finish we're going to have here in Detroit. Lions have no timeouts remaining. Why I said you need 2 first downs, Tom, not 1. You need 2 first downs, and Watson going out of bounds was not good. The Packers are lining up to go for it on 4th and 3. I can't believe they're going to snap the football here. There's no way they snap the football here. There's no way they're snapping. They were just trying to get him off sides. Delay of game on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 4th down. You know. Why were they calling timeout there? I guess. I don't get why you'd call the timeout there, but the Packers wanted to call timeout. Again, I just don't see them going for it. Are they really going to go for it? Why would you go for it in midfield? You punt the ball. You put the Lions back deep in their own territory. Unless Jordan Love's going to do a punt here, unless Jordan Love's going to show off his punting skills here, I don't understand why the Packers offense is even considering going for this again. Unless they're just going to do another hard count snap and try to get them off sides. Which again, Lions defense, don't fall for it. You know, don't fall for it, Detroit Lions defense. You know, this is the critical moment of the game right here. Too far for McManus field goal. I can't believe the Packers have just done that. And the Packers get a first down on 4th and 3 to end the football game. The blitz was coming at Jordan Love. I get that the Packers didn't want to give the Lions the field goal back. What a ballsy call. If we think that Matt Campbell is a riverboat gambler, what a ballsy call by the Green Bay Packers to basically wrap this game up. Jordan Love is falling down as the Green Bay Packers wide receiver reaches up for it in the ground. I can't believe that they did that, honestly, Tom. That is just incredible. And that'll end the game. Green Bay will end up beating the Detroit Lions 31-24. The Green Bay Packers will take a couple of knees. My prediction about the Green Bay Packers winning today will come to fruition. Their defense, great catch by Wicks to end the game. Yes, Dan Campbell. Thank you. Thank you, Tom. Dan Campbell, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Crazy stuff. Green Bay Packers with the victory today, 31-24 over the Detroit Lions, as long as they don't botch this last snap here on the final knee of the game. Going to be a tough one. That's going to be a tough one, you know. Going to be an absolute tough one. Final knees are done, and that's going to be it. So it's time to crown our CY Interview Pumpkin Pie First Annual MVP Award. The winner is Jordan Love. I mean, how could it not be? Jordan Love with the biggest pass of the game. 4 touchdown passes today. He wins the CY Interview Pumpkin Pie MVP Award. It is the first sweep for the Green Bay Packers of the Detroit Lions since 2020 as well. The Green Bay Packers beat the Detroit Lions today 31-24. Here's a little wrap-up for you today. 2 remaining football games today on Thanksgiving Day football. The Kansas City Chiefs will take on the Dallas Cowboys in a few. And of course, then we've got the Baltimore Ravens against the Cincinnati Bengals. Baltimore Ravens win today. They'll be in first place in the AFC North. Congrats to Jordan Love on winning the first annual C1 Interview Pumpkin Pie MVP Award. So thoughts on today. Green Bay, I think they've taken the step to tier 1 now. I think Green Bay can beat Philadelphia. I think they can beat the Rams. I think they can beat the Seahawks. The Packers finally showed something today. They are finally showing something. The defense was great. If this offense can play up to how it played today and they can play good defense, they can absolutely end up in the Super Bowl. But they'll have to keep playing like this. It was nice to see the Packers are now 8-3-1 on the year. Chicago Bears play the Eagles tomorrow. I expect the Bears will lose, giving the Packers first place in the NFC North, at least for 1 week. Detroit Lions, got to find some stuff. Got to go back to the drawing board. But Lions, going to be a wild card team now at best. Lions are going to be a wild card team at best. And that's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Good to see, the Lions being competitive and being in the playoffs again, most likely. But not very good today effort. Give all the Packers the credit in the world. I don't know if I would have gone for that again. It worked. The 4th and goal touchdown for the Packers worked early on in the first half. That was a gamble. The 4th and 3 here at the end of the game, that was a gamble. You convert those gambles, you're going to win the NFL football game. So congrats to the Packers on that. But you're not going to be able to do that every single week. So I just say congratulations, got to work today, but that's not always going to work. But I think the Packers are in tier 1 now with the Rams and the Eagles after winning today. Couple housekeeping events again. Go over to the main channel. Please go over to the main channel. Watch our weekly college football prediction show with Lane Fobbs today. Please do that before tomorrow. Watch that great college football segment last week of the regular season. A lot of good games starting tomorrow. Obviously, go over and do that. And again, happy Thanksgiving from everybody here in Las Vegas. I'm Chris Janik for C1. We'll see you again back here Sunday, 10 a.m. for Week 13 NFL Live Reaction. A lot of good games, including the Let's Get to the Playoffs Carolina Panthers playing those very good Tier 1 Los Angeles Rams today. That will take place on Sunday. We're looking forward to talking about that game and all the other Week 13 games. We'll see how that goes, obviously. Chargers play the Raiders this coming weekend as well. Later today, predictions. I think Dallas will beat KC. Baltimore will beat Cincy. And had a lot of fun today with Tom as always. And thank you, Tom, for spending some Thanksgiving time with us as always. Final score again today, Green Bay Packers beat the Detroit Lions 31-24. Green Bay moves up into tier 1 in the NFC along now with the Rams and the Eagles. Congrats to Jordan Love on winning the first annual CY Interview Pumpkin Pie MVP Award. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. We'll see you on Sunday. We'll be back here. Then again, go over to the main channel, check the videos. Well, happy Thanksgiving from Las Vegas. I'll see you on Sunday. Take care.